I'm here to talk to you about something a lot of people refuse to face. Pity, the self-pity that creeps up on you when life feels unfair. When you're stuck in a job you hate, or your relationships fall apart, or your dreams seem out of reach. We've all been there. I've been there, but I'm here to tell you, pity is poison. It slows you down, steals your drive, and keeps you from becoming who you're meant to be. Let me start with a quick story. When I was a kid, I moved from Buffalo, New York to Brazil, Indiana. My childhood was far from perfect. I expected a big pity party once we got there. Sympathy, balloons, maybe even a cake to make me feel better. Guess what? Didn't happen. Instead, I met Sergeant Jack, who didn't deal in pity or handouts. He banged a trash can lid every morning at 5 a.m., telling me to get up and get to work. That was my wake-up call. It showed me that the world won't cradle you because you feel bad or because your life is messy. People have their own problems. They may care for a moment, but after that, you're on your own. Pity feels sweet at first. Friends and family listen to your problems, pat you on the back, say, "Oh, you poor thing." It's warm, comforting. But if you get hooked on pity, if you look for it all the time, your independence disappears. You become a slave to people's approval, to that comforting pat on the head. Meanwhile, the real world moves on and you're left behind in your little pity bubble, getting weaker, more hurt, and further away from your goals. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We don't get time back. Every minute you spend feeling sorry for yourself is a minute you're not working out, not studying, not advancing your career, not building your future. It's gone forever. The question is, what are you doing with the time you have? When you stand around complaining about how life isn't fair, guess what? Nobody really cares. Not because people are heartless, but because they're dealing with their own hardships. So stop wasting time expecting pity. Use that time to work, learn, adapt, grow. In the military, when you're in a rough spot, you adapt. Period. If you're pinned down by machine gun fire, you find a way out. You don't complain that it's not fair. You crawl under bullets, regroup, and fight back. Life is the same. When I was stuck as a night shift security guard in a hospital, I hated it. I kept whining. I deserved better, but that attitude just dug me into a deeper hole. I got depressed. My health went downhill, and my future looked bleak. The moment I decided to stop whining and figure out how to make the best of it, everything began to change. I saw that job for what it was. Stepping stone, not a prison. Listen, I understand stress, trauma, heartbreak, frustration, all of it. But the world doesn't stop spinning just because you're upset. Yard work still needs doing. Homework still needs turning in. That project at your job still has a deadline. You can mope around, ignore it all, or drag your feet, but you're only hurting yourself. In my story with Sergeant Jack, no matter how much I complained, the leaves still needed raking and the grass still needed cutting. My hurt feelings didn't matter. The job had to get done. That's a crucial lesson. You can either do it with a good attitude or do it with a bad attitude, but it won't do itself. And guess what? When you have anything in life because you're bitter, you rob yourself of growth. You deny yourself the chance to learn new skills or prove your worth. Too many people spend their days living in the past or dreading the future. They stay depressed about the bad hand they were dealt, or they regret lost chances. That's wasted energy. All you can control is right now. You want to change your situation? Start now. Use the present moment to get better. Study more. Train harder. Put in those extra hours at work to show your boss you're serious. Start the side hustle you've dreamed of. Do something, because if you don't, you'll stay stuck and nobody's gonna rescue you. Some of us think we're too good for a certain job. We mope around doing the bare minimum, complaining to everyone we know that we deserve more. That mindset poisons you. It makes you unteachable. Humility, on the other hand, is like a superpower. When you're humble, you say, okay, I'm at the bottom right now, but I'm gonna learn every single thing I can. You scrub those floors like it matters, because it does. You soak up knowledge like a sponge. You serve your team. You prove yourself day in, day out. And guess what? doors open. People notice a humble attitude. Your future boss might see that grit and offer you a better spot. But if you're busy complaining, nobody wants you on their team. I love the story of Master Sergeant William Crawford. He was a janitor at the Air Force Academy. To the cadets, he was just another old man cleaning floors. They had no clue he'd won the Medal of Honor in World War, the top honor in the U.S. military, awarded for extreme bravery. He had crawled through enemy fire, tossed grenades, and saved American lives. Then, after the war, he chose a humble job, pushing a mop around. He never bragged, never demanded respect. But once they found out who he really was, those cadets realized true greatness was right there in front of them, cleaning their bathrooms. That's the power of humility. He didn't need pity or praise. He did his work with quiet honor. I know this sounds harsh, but it's the truth. No one owes you a round of applause for your pain. No one's going to fix your problems just because you're upset or because you had it rough growing up. You have to do the work. If you let your problems crush you, you'll live in that dark space forever. You'll never grow, never step out of your comfort zone. You'll stay average or worse. It's not fair. Welcome to the club. Most people have it rough. Some just hide it better. Maybe you're at an entry-level job right now. Maybe you hate it. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can I get better so I'm ready for the next step? That's your attitude. Then take action. Show up early, learn every role, be a team player. That combination of a winning attitude and constant action puts you on a fast track to new opportunities. I call it trained humility. It's the discipline to keep going back to the bottom, even after you've climbed a few rungs. Why? Because growth never stops. The moment you think you've arrived, you start slipping. Stay hungry, stay curious, keep looking for ways to serve others, and keep pushing yourself to learn from every situation. That's how you build a solid foundation under your dreams. Let's wrap this up. Life is not easy. It's not fair. But that doesn't mean you roll over and let self-pity run your life. Nobody is coming to save you. People might pat you on the back for a day, a week, maybe a month. But eventually, their attention shifts back to their own lives. You need to be your own rescue team. Refuse to stay stuck in the past. Refuse to waste your time on pity or complaining. Take every job as a chance to learn. Show up with humility and grit. Use each obstacle as a stepping stone to the next level. That's how you separate yourself from the crowd. That's how you move from the lost and stuck group to the driven and focused elite. By cutting out the pity parties, managing your time, and humbly attacking every task in front of you like your life depends on it. Because it does. Look, I don't know your past. Maybe it's messed up. Maybe you've had heartbreaks, losses, failures that would crush the average person. That's real. And I feel for you, but it doesn't change the fact that your future depends on what you do next. You can lie in the corner and cry about it, or you can stand up and say, I'm not done yet. You can decide to own your present, build your future, and live life on your terms. Nobody can make that choice for you. This is your fight. Embrace it. Put your boots on, tie them tight, and get out there. Whether you're sweeping floors or managing a team, do it with pride. Keep your head down, learn, and grow until you earn your way to the top. And then keep climbing, because that's how you stay strong. That's how you break free from bitterness and become the person you were born to be. No pity, no excuses. Just relentless work, humility, and a burning desire to become unstoppable. It's on you. Let's go.